Most drivers spend between $35,000 and $52,000 owning a Japanese car over 200,000 miles. Same road, same driving patterns, same maintenance schedule. But depending on which brand is sitting in your driveway right now, the difference in what you will spend over the next decade could be more than $16,000. That is not a small number. That is a family holiday every year for 15 years. That is a complete engine rebuild with money left over. That is the difference between a car that quietly serves you for 200,000 miles and a car that slowly empties your bank account while doing it. A senior Japanese automotive engineer with 19 years of workshop experience managing vehicle fleets across Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mazda, Subaru, Mitsubishi, and Lexus recently completed something that no manufacturer wants published. He pulled repair records, maintenance logs, and ownership cost data from over 2,000 Japanese vehicles tracked from purchase to 200,000 miles. Real invoices, real parts costs, real labor hours, real depreciation numbers. Every dollar spent on every vehicle documented and calculated into a single true cost of ownership figure for each brand. The results shocked him. The brand he expected to win did not win. The brand everyone assumes is the most expensive to own turned out to be the cheapest. And one brand that markets itself aggressively on reliability finished dead last by a margin that genuinely changed how he advises every driver who asks him which Japanese car to buy. Today you are going to see the complete ranking, from the cheapest Japanese brand to own over 200,000 miles to the most expensive, and exactly why the numbers fell where they did. Before the rankings, understand how true cost of ownership was calculated. Because purchase price alone tells you almost nothing about what a car will actually cost you. The study tracked 6 categories for every vehicle: purchase price and depreciation, what the car was worth when bought, and what it was worth at 200,000 miles. Fuel costs based on real-world consumption over the full distance. Insurance averages by brand. Scheduled maintenance, every oil change, fluid service, filter, and spark plug in the manufacturer schedule. Unscheduled repairs, everything that broke outside normal maintenance. And parts costs based on actual OEM pricing for common wear items. Every figure came from real invoices and real resale data, not manufacturer estimates or theoretical projections. Starting from the most expensive, Nissan finished last with a total cost of $52,400 over 200,000 miles. And the engineer said this result surprised him least of everything in the study. The reason Nissan costs more than every other Japanese brand over the long term comes down to one component: the CVT transmission. Nissan fitted CVT transmissions across their mainstream lineup, Altima, Sentra, Rogue, Pathfinder, for over a decade. The CVT was designed to improve fuel economy. What it delivered at scale was the single most expensive recurring repair problem in the entire study. Average CVT failure point sits between 80,000 and 120,000 miles. Replacement cost runs between $4,500 and $6,000 per event. The study documented Nissan owners on their second, and in several cases third CVT transmission by 200,000 miles. No other Japanese brand produced anything close to this repair pattern. Beyond the CVT, certain Nissan engines develop oil consumption issues after 100,000 miles. Timing chain guide failures appear across multiple engine families. The 2.5-liter engine used in the Altima has documented head gasket vulnerabilities. Suspension components, wheel bearings, control arms require replacement at 80,000 miles on Nissan vehicles, where comparable Honda and Toyota components routinely reach 150,000 miles without replacement. Nissan's initial purchase price is competitive, often the cheapest entry point among Japanese brands at the dealership. That saving disappears completely within 5 years when the CVT replacement arrives and costs more than 2 years of price difference in a single workshop visit. The study recorded an average of $8,200 in unscheduled repairs on Nissan vehicles over 200,000 miles, more than double the Toyota figure. Mitsubishi finished sixth at $46,800 total. The engineer noted limited data points because so few drivers keep Mitsubishi vehicles to 200,000 miles, which itself reflects a pattern worth noting. Resale value collapses faster than any brand except Nissan. Parts availability is deteriorating as the brand's market presence shrinks. Mechanics with genuine Mitsubishi experience are increasingly rare, which extends labor times and increases repair costs for anything beyond routine maintenance. CVT transmission issues mirror Nissan's pattern on several models. Subaru finished fifth at $44,200, and this result will upset the devoted Subaru ownership community. The numbers, however, are consistent and clear. The 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine used across the Outback, Forester, and Impreza from 1996 through 2011 has a documented head gasket failure pattern. Failure occurs between 100,000 and 150,000 miles on a predictable schedule. Repair cost runs $2,000 to $3,000 per event. The study recorded this failure on a significant percentage of affected Subaru vehicles in the data. Subaru CVT transmissions perform better than Nissan's but still fail at higher rates than Honda or Toyota conventional automatics, with replacement costs in the same $4,500 to $6,000 range. The all-wheel drive system requires differential fluid changes every 30,000 to 60,000 miles, and when AWD components fail, repair costs are substantial. Oil consumption on the FB series 4-cylinder engines affects many owners significantly. OEM Subaru parts cost more than Toyota or Honda equivalents with more limited aftermarket alternatives. Subaru makes excellent vehicles for drivers who genuinely need all-wheel drive capability in difficult conditions. For every other driver, the data shows they are paying a significant premium over the alternatives for that capability. If what you are hearing is changing how you think about your next vehicle purchase, subscribe right now. Because the next 4 brands include the result that shocked the engineer most, and it involves a luxury brand that costs less to own than a mainstream one. Mazda finished 4th at $41,600, and this result genuinely surprised the engineer who expected Mazda's premium market positioning to translate into higher ownership costs. It did not. The Skyactiv engine family, the 2.0 and 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinders, showed exceptional durability across the study data. These engines reached 250,000 miles with nothing beyond oil changes and scheduled spark plug replacement in multiple documented cases. The 6-speed conventional automatic transmission fitted across the Mazda 3, Mazda 6 and CX-5 is one of the most reliable gearboxes in the study, a traditional torque converter design that with fluid changes every 60,000 miles consistently reaches high mileage without issue. No CVT, no documented systematic failure pattern. Parts costs are reasonable. The study recorded only $200 in unscheduled repairs on Mazda vehicles over 200,000 miles, the third lowest figure of any brand. Mazda vehicles are consistently underpriced in the used market relative to their actual ownership cost. A used CX-5 or Mazda 3 with the naturally aspirated engine and conventional automatic represents arguably the best value calculation in the entire Japanese used car market. Honda finished 3rd at $39,800. This will surprise drivers who expect Honda to rank higher, and the engineer acknowledged that Honda's overall reliability record is genuinely excellent. The problem is specific models with specific components that produce expensive repair events. The 1.5-liter turbocharged engine fitted in recent Civic and CR-V models has a documented oil dilution issue where fuel mixes into the crankcase oil during cold weather short-trip driving, accelerating wear and requiring more frequent oil changes to manage effectively. Certain CVT transmission variants show failure patterns between 80,000 and 120,000 miles, though less consistently than Nissan. OEM Honda parts run 10 to 15% more expensive than equivalent Toyota parts across common wear items. Honda's fuel economy advantage over Toyota is real and saves money over 200,000 miles. Scheduled maintenance costs are low. Overall unscheduled repair costs averaged $3,800, excellent by any measure except Toyota's figure. Toyota finished 2nd at $37,200, and the engineer was direct about why Toyota did not win. Toyota powertrains simply do not fail at any significant rate in the study data. The average Toyota recorded only $2,900 in unscheduled repairs over 200,000 miles, the lowest figure of any non-Lexus brand, and less than 1/3 of the Nissan figure. Camry and Corolla vehicles with original powertrains still running correctly at 300,000 miles appear regularly in the workshop records. Parts costs are competitive. Resale value is the strongest of any mainstream brand. A 3-year-old Toyota loses approximately 40% of its value, compared to 60% for Nissan. The maintenance schedule is conservative and affordable. Toyota finished 2nd only because of what the brand at number 1 revealed about the relationship between initial price and long-term cost. Lexus finished 1st at $36,400, the lowest total cost of ownership of any Japanese brand over 200,000 miles. A luxury brand costs less to own over the long term than every mainstream brand in the study. This was the result that changed the engineer's purchasing advice permanently. The mechanism is depreciation. A new Lexus loses 50 to 55% of its value in the first 3 years. That depreciation hit is absorbed by the first owner. A 3-year-old Lexus ES or RX can be purchased for the same money as a new Toyota Camry or RAV4. After that initial depreciation event, Lexus vehicles hold value extremely well. A 10-year-old Lexus ES still commands $12,000 to $15,000 in the used market. The powertrains are Toyota engineering with additional quality control at the factory level. The study recorded only $100 in unscheduled repairs on Lexus vehicles over 200,000 miles, the lowest figure of any brand in the entire data set. Parts cost more than Toyota, but replacement frequency is so low the higher per part cost never overcomes the repair frequency advantage. The engineer-documented Lexus ES models still running correctly at 400,000 miles in the fleet records. The complete ranking from lowest to highest total cost over 200,000 miles. Toyota at $37,200, Honda at $39,800, Mazda at $41,600, Subaru at $44,200, Mitsubishi at $46,800, Nissan at $52,400. The gap between Lexus and Nissan is $16,000 over 200,000 miles. That figure represents the entire difference between buying the right Japanese vehicle and buying the wrong one. It is not opinion. It is arithmetic from real invoices across real vehicles over real miles. For the driver currently shopping, the engineer's recommendations from the data are direct. Buy a 3-year-old Lexus if budget allows. You absorb none of the catastrophic initial depreciation and drive 200,000 miles in a more refined vehicle for less total money than a new Toyota. Buy a new Toyota if you want the maximum reliability guarantee with a full warranty from mile 1. Buy a Mazda if you want the best value in the used market, consistently underpriced relative to actual ownership cost. Avoid Nissan unless you find a model with a conventional automatic transmission and budget explicitly for CVT replacement. If you purchase one with the CVT fitted, the initial purchase price saving will not survive contact with the first major repair event. Your Japanese car represents one of the most significant financial commitments most drivers make. The brand on the badge is not a detail. The total cost of ownership data shows it is worth between $36,000 and $52,000 of difference over the life of the vehicle. Choose based on what the numbers say, not what the marketing implies. If this video changed how you think about your next Japanese car purchase, hit like right now and share it with every driver you know who is considering a Japanese vehicle. Subscribe for more insider knowledge that protects your money and your engine. Comment below with your country and the Japanese brand you currently own. I read every single one. See you in the next video.